Hi, Eric Wilson here, independent licensed mechanic with 30 years of experience. In the next 6 to 7 minutes, I'm going to show you the inside story on this 2011 Nissan Rogue so you can make yourself an informed decision. Now, coming in on the front left tire, you got about 50% tread on all season radios. Now, one thing I'm going to point out is that you see the wear along here. Okay, I'm going to say you're going to need an alignment because that's an indication that the alignment is out. So just so you're aware of it, okay? Tire is definitely down, but not out. Now, coming behind the front left tire, first thing I want to point out, this is the lower left ball joint, critical, holds the wheels to the chassis. It is tight. This is the outer CV boot. Now, these boots are full of grease, and it's important that they're not ripped. You see grease all over the place if it was, and that lubricates the axle, keeps it going forward. This is the, a little harder to see here, I'll get a shot of it. This is the, that's the inner CV boot on the left, and if you look behind it, see how dry that is? That's important, because that's a leak point. If it was gonna leak, it would leak right there. So no leak so far. And now this is the left outer tie rod. This is critical, because it's the only thing that holds the wheels to the chassis, to the steering, and it is tight. This is your left sway bar link connected from here up to there. Now that's important to be connected because it dampens the sway when you go around a corner. It's part of the suspension. So now on your front brakes, you've got about 30,000 K left on your front brakes. So definitely lots of K left. Now, speaking of leaks, this is the bottom of the transmission here. And again, if it was going to leak, you'd see it all along here, bone dry. This is the bottom of the motor here. And again, if it's going to be leaking, you'd see it right here. In fact, I don't see any leaks on this car whatsoever. So far, brake-wise, suspension-wise, leak-wise, no issues. Now, coming over to the front right tire, again, same thing. You got some wear on the inside tire, so definitely get alignment here. You got about 40% tread, so down, but definitely not out. Now, this is the front. This is the front left. The front right lower ball joint. That holds the wheel to the chassis. It is tight. The front, right outer tie rod on the front. This is tight, critical. This is the right sway bar link connected from here up to there. This is the right inner CV boot. You see for yourself, good and dry. Now another leak point would be right in there because that's where the drive shaft comes out of the axle, and it is good and dry. So brake-wise, okay, now your brakes, about 30,000 K. So about 30,000 K on the front there. Lower ball joint is tight. Tires, yes. So far, brake-wise, leak-wise, suspension-wise, nothing of any concern. Now, this is your catalytic converter. Now, there's nothing wrong with the catalytic converter. Trouble is, people are reaching under and going cut, because they're going to get about $150 for that at the wrecking yard. And you, my friend, are going to have a $1,000 repair. Now, if you buy the vehicle, contact me because I'm going to put on a free catalytic theft protection system on this. You heard me right, free. It doesn't cost you a penny. It's going to stop people from stealing this and save yourself a lot of grief. Now, coming back, following the exhaust back, the exhaust is intact. No issues with the exhaust. Yeah, everything is intact as far as your exhaust goes. Now, this is the right rear tire. About 50% tread on all season radios. Coming behind the front, the rear right tire. This is the rear right shock, and it's full of oil. If it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all the way down here. That is clean. On your brakes, you've got about 20,000 K left on the rear brakes. A little less brakes on the rear than you have on the front. The right outer CV boot, see for yourself, good and dry. The right inner CV boot, good and dry. More importantly, a leak point is right here. If it was going to leak, it's going to leak right there because that's where the drive shaft comes out of the diff. Another place is where the drive shaft goes into the diff, and it is dry. In fact, the bottom of the diff, completely dry. I am not seeing any issues with leaks at all. The right rear tire, again, 50% tread. It's about the same as the front there. Left rear tire. The left rear shock, again, full of oil, and if it was leaking, you see it right there. The left, okay, a little harder to see. Your left outer CV boot, good and dry. Your left inner CV boot, good and dry. More importantly, this is a leak point. If it was going to leak, you see it leaking right here, and that is bone dry. So brakes about 20,000 K. Now, this is your left sway bar link, left rear sway bar link, and connected from here to here. Same thing, dampens the sway. This is your right sway bar link from here to here, connected, dampens the sway when you go around corner, part of the suspension. So far, no issues. Okay, 138, 365, definitely not high K. No cracks in your windshield, dash is clean, no check engine lights, and let's check out the AC. And answer, oh yay, AC blowing cold. Now I'll take you out and show you the condition of the motor. Okay, with the motor running, shot of the exhaust with the motor running, very clean, no smoke. Now, something I always do on a car, first of all, is I look under the oil cap for any indication of white goo, what I call mayonnaise. But that would be a mixture of oil and antifreeze, which would indicate an internal leak in the motor, which is a big problem. I am not seeing that on this motor. As a matter of fact, I'm not hearing anything of any concern in this motor, and as far as I can tell, this car has been well maintained. So the only issue I'm finding is that you need an alignment. Other than that, and remember, if you sell, come to me, free catalytic theft protection system, and a free 10% fuel saving device I have used for 20 years, never fails, never stops working, and that is free for nothing, my friend. You'll be in and out in 20 minutes, and it costs you nothing. Hope this makes you an informed decision, and have a good one.